So is Hillary Clinton sick? It's a fair question. When John McCain ran for president in 2008, the media hounded him until he released his medical records. McCain was shot down over Vietnam. He was injured, he was captured, he was tortured. I think liberals were being mean-spirited about it. They were trying to demean his heroism. But look, fair's fair. If someone wants to lead the free world, voters should know that he's physically and mentally fit. Which brings us to Hillary Clinton. I'm not just talking about those endless coughing fits.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me, just 1 second here.
I mean, when you're doing public speaking, it's easy for your throat to get dry. So you have a drink of water. But seriously, it's all the time with Clinton. And I've heard of taking a cough drop or even throat spray, but who takes a medical pill because they're coughing? What kind of pill do you take when you're coughing? There's little weird things, like the fact that she always needs to be propped up on pillows when she sits. Once you notice it, you can't look away. She's always being propped up with pillows. She needs help standing or climbing stairs. It just doesn't seem normal. Or maybe it is normal for someone who is sick or weak. Everyone slips and trips from time to time. If you or I had a camera on us all the time, it would be easy to exaggerate a single incident, like tripping while boarding an airplane. But it's tough to exaggerate a concussion and a blood clot in your brain that sends you to the hospital. And that's exactly what happened to Hillary Clinton 4 years ago. Do you know how serious that injury was? She went back to work in arguably the second most important job in America, and she was still so banged up weeks later. Her head was still so injured that she was seeing double. Do you see those strange glasses she was wearing? Do you see that weird prism in the lenses? That's called a Fresnel prism. It's to counter double vision. She was seeing double. Is that why she needs a handrail all the time? Is that why she needs to be helped up? How did she get that concussion in the first place? Did she fall, and why? Did she have a seizure or something? I mean, what's this all about?
In every way.
And how did you talk about Senator Warren? Did you talk about vice presidential possibilities with Senator?
Now, the Clinton spin doctors say that seizure there was just a joke. You know, Hillary Clinton, renowned for her sense of humor, was just having a little fun. A little pretend seizure in a media scrum, totally normal. She's always yucking it up like that. She's always such a practical joker, that Hillary. Really? I thought only Donald Trump did entertaining gags like that, not someone who had a blood clot in their brain and a concussion and Fresnel glasses. She insists on sitting down whenever she can, either propped up with a pillow or on a stage with a stool nearby. In the Democratic debates against Bernie Sanders, where she had to stand for prolonged periods of time, she took extremely long breaks during commercials. Really weird. I mean, these were live, nationally televised debates. And everyone was waiting for Hillary Clinton to come back. From where? From the bathroom? From some sort of medical treatment?
Sorry.
Who knows? Maybe this guy knows, always seen with her, but he's not Secret Service. You'd think he is, based on how close he stays to Clinton, but he's a paramedic. You can see by the badge he sometimes wears. He carries an injection device. Maybe it's an EpiPen, maybe it's an anti-seizure injector, always just a few feet away from Hillary Clinton. And whenever she gets flustered and confused, and maybe she's going to have another one of those seizures, he's immediately there, walks right up to her, and sometimes tells her exactly what words to say.
You okay? Keep talking, you handle it, we're not going anywhere.
Okay, here we are.
Keep talking, man, keep talking.
Okay, we'll keep talking.
He's not a policy advisor. He's not security. He's her paramedic, taking her through a stressful situation. She could have used his help here.
and improve it and get the costs out of an upward spiral.
Don't you think that's weird? Don't you think it at least warrants full disclosure, like John McCain did with his medical history? Here's a New York Times journalist saying that Google should actually suppress information about Hillary Clinton's health issues. That tells you what you already knew. The media party is just a wing of the Democratic Party. You can't trust the media, but also, look, if there's no bad news about her health, you don't need to suppress it, do you? If you have to suppress something, that means there is something to suppress. The lack of candor, the lack of disclosure, combined with the odd observations, leads to speculation. And the mainstream media are not asking normal accountability questions. Are you at least curious about this? I mean, why does Hillary Clinton always wear the strangest pantsuits? I mean, not even normal pantsuits, but things that look like they're specifically tailored, always in a strange style. I mean, obviously, Clinton is a 69-year-old woman. She's not going to wear form-fitting clothes like, say, Melania Trump. But are her clothes deliberately tailored to conceal things underneath? Medical devices, a defibrillator, something like that. I don't know. I'm just speculating. But when the New York Times not only doesn't report on the truth, but demands that no other media be allowed to report on it either, you know it's a question at least worth asking. I mean, don't you think we ought to know if a U.S. presidential candidate is healthy, mentally and physically? Do you think being president is a stressful job? Maybe just a bit. Do you think negotiating with Vladimir Putin or the Iranians or the North Koreans is a little bit tiring and stressful? Who's going to be making the decisions, Clinton or that unnamed personal paramedic?
No, you okay? Keep talking. You handle it. We're not going anywhere.
Maybe we ought to know who he is and what his mandate is. Look, we know that Clinton gets easily confused. Don't take it from me. Take it from Huma Abedin, her personal advisor and closest aide. Here's an email that Clinton originally hid from the public that was released only after a court ordered her to. Check it out. Start from the bottom in this email chain. Huma Abedin, Clinton's closest aide, emails another aide and asks, "Have you been going over calls with her for tomorrow?" And the second aide replies, "She was in bed for a nap by the time I heard." Now, this email exchange was at 5 p.m. She's napping at 5 p.m. And then Huma Abedin writes back and says, "Very important to do that. She's often confused." Oh, great. Now, this was 3.5 years ago. She's often confused. Blood clot, concussion, Fresnel prism glasses, seizures. Having naps at 5 p.m., a grown-up? Needs to be told things by her aides because she's often confused. We're in the best of hands here, aren't we? Now look, Hillary Clinton has illegally deleted tens of thousands of emails that were the property of the U.S. government. It's obvious why. She's hiding her tracks for all the dirty deals and corrupt conversations she's had over the years, especially in regards to the corrupt Clinton family foundations, which have taken in hundreds of millions of dollars in donations while she was Secretary of State, while she's campaigning for president. And those donations have even come in from foreign governments like Saudi Arabia. They are literally sending her multi-million-dollar bribes. It's not for charity. Less than 10% of Clinton Foundation money goes to charitable activities. It's all graft. But we were able to see some glimpses of some of her emails, as I just showed you. Thousands of her emails have come to light through a public interest lawsuit filed against the State Department by a nonprofit group called Judicial Watch. Here's another one of those emails that Clinton tried to hide that Judicial Watch got. Start from the bottom of this email exchange. Now, this is from 2009. Clinton wrote, "Do you think we could get a plane for Westchester flight back tonight? It's going to rain all day and I still don't feel great. So the idea of playing a guessing game with the shuttle is really burdensome on me. What do you think? Could be any time that works for the Air Force." So she was too sick, too frail, too tired even to fly on a regular plane. She needed the Air Force to send her a special plane. Now, this was in 2009. That was 7 years ago. That was before her concussion, before her blood clot, before her coughing fits. How long has she been so sick and tired and needing naps, as Huma Abedin says, so easily confused? Here, let me show you some more. Here, this is an email from 2013. Hillary Clinton is about to meet the foreign minister of France, Laurent Fabius. So it's an important meeting, but look at the email. It's sent at about 2:20 in the afternoon on a Friday. 2 in the afternoon. And Huma Abedin tells Clinton, reminder, Fabius at 3:30, take a nap. This was no joke. Clinton wrote back, we'll try. I'm sorry, what adult has naps at all, let alone at 2:20 p.m.? Naps? And it's such an important issue that her staff has to tell her to do it. They know something is wrong or something will be wrong if she doesn't have a nap. Now, I went to an archive of Clinton emails. Again, these are ones that a court ordered the State Department to disclose. They were hiding them. We still haven't seen tens of thousands of emails that Clinton deleted. But I just typed in the word sleep into a search engine of those emails. No big deal, just the word sleep. I didn't even type in nap or sick or seizure or anything. Here's what I found. And these are just emails in random order. In December of 2012, this email. Hillary, I'm relieved to hear you're going back to work. Hope you are feeling well and got some sleep too. This is from Sid Blumenthal. Hope you're better. What was wrong? How long was she out of commission? Now, the concussion in question was nearly 3 weeks before this note. How long was Clinton out? What actually happened to her? But look at her response on the same email. She wrote to a staffer, did I already respond? Are you kidding me? Hillary Clinton didn't know if she had responded yet. She was confused. She was disoriented. Still, 3 weeks after the concussion. I mean, I guess she was well enough to type, but she was so confused. Maybe she needed a nap. And yes, look at the reply to her. She had already responded. Hillary Clinton couldn't remember what she was doing. Can you imagine her dealing with an operator like Vladimir Putin? Who would be in the room to whisper things like, did I answer already? Or who is that man? Here's an email from 2011. Now, this is a gushing profile in Harper's Magazine about how great Hillary Clinton is, sent to her. But again, little signs of problems even then. This is from the article. She is also a champion napper. Raines notes that in her cabin on her special air mission plane, Clinton can sleep through both takeoff and landing. I often sleep through both, yeah, she says. How? Because I'm so tired. I think I'm chronically exhausted. Chronically exhausted, eh? I love how that was phrased. She's a champion napper. It's such a good thing to be low energy. Here's another one. Like I say, these naps and confusions go back to 2009, her first year in office, probably before that too. Here's one from mid-2012, before her concussion. Again, this is a loving story from the Associated Press that was sent to Hillary Clinton as a press clipping. She loves to read her fan mail. And the story was called Hillary Clinton Breaks Travel Record. Another puff piece, but look at these sentences in the middle of the story. Even with a bed on the plane and her uncanny ability to sleep mid-flight, the grueling schedule can take its toll. Clinton suffered a rare coughing fit as she finished a speech before the U.S. Chamber of Commerce in Hanoi. And while she insisted that she would have preferred to stay all day as birds sang in Kabul's presidential palace, she rushed away when Afghan President Hamid Karzai suggested taking additional questions. Arriving in Egypt this weekend after a flight from Cambodia, Clinton and her staff literally didn't know what time it was. A rare coughing fit, eh? Yeah, not so rare. Rushing away and avoiding questions. I like that line about an uncanny ability to have naps. In a plane with a full bed, is that an uncanny ability? That's a pretty positive way of spinning that she's exhausted all the time. I have an uncanny ability to have naps and take breaks. I'm a champion napper. The media, eh? But it seems that Hillary Clinton herself knew there was a problem. Look at this email from back in 2010. She asks a staff member to print a bunch of articles for her. What are they all about? Sleep and weight loss from a thyroid website. Importance of sleep from a Harvard website. Metabolism and weight, also from a Harvard website. What exactly is going on with her? Well, maybe like all of the rest of us, she's just curious about health, just wanting to check up on some questions, no biggie. Except she says she's always exhausted. A champion napper, sleeps all the time, and her staff tell her to sleep. I'm sorry, that's not normal. Not for someone in her position. And you think it's better or worse now, 6 years later? Well, here's a bizarre and shocking one from 2011, sent to her by Jake Sullivan, her deputy chief of staff at the time. So it was obviously important. The subject line in the email is Provigil. What on earth is that? Well, Sullivan explains. It's a drug used by the military to deal with sleepiness. Provigil is used to treat excessive sleepiness caused by narcolepsy or shift work sleep disorder, sleepiness during scheduled waking hours among people who work at night or on rotating shifts. It is also often prescribed to treat excessive sleepiness in patients with Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and multiple sclerosis. Does Hillary Clinton have one of those diseases? Does she have narcolepsy? Does she have Parkinson's? What's wrong with her? And is it impacting her ability to make decisions? Well, let me show you one more document from 2011. Do you suffer from decision fatigue is the subject line, sent to Clinton from her staff. And she writes back, quote, "Wow, that is spooky descriptive." Really? What did it say that was so spooky that made Hillary Clinton say, wow? Why did her staff send it to her in the first place? It's a long article, so I'll just quote one key paragraph. Here, listen to this. Decision fatigue helps explain why ordinarily sensible people get angry at colleagues and families, splurge on clothes, buy junk food at the supermarket, and can't resist the dealer's offer to rust-proof their new car. No matter how rational and high-minded you try to be, you can't make a decision after decision without paying a biological price. It's different from ordinary physical fatigue. You're not consciously aware of being tired, but you're low on mental energy. The more choices you make throughout the day, the harder each one becomes for your brain, and eventually it looks for shortcuts, usually in either of two very different ways. One shortcut is to become reckless, to act impulsively instead of expending the energy to first think through the consequences. Sure, tweet that photo. What could go wrong? The other shortcut is the ultimate energy saver. Do nothing. Instead of agonizing over decisions, avoid any choice. Ducking a decision often creates bigger problems in the long run, but for the moment, it eases the mental strain, unquote. Look, being president is the most stressful job in the world. You're making decisions from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. You need energy, both physical and mental. You need to be able to make decisions in the morning and at night, and sometimes in the middle of the night. Like, say, for example, when terrorists attack the U.S. consulate in Benghazi, you can't say you're just really tired and push pause. You can't have a nap. You have to make a decision. Look, I don't know. Maybe the coughing thing is just a cough. Maybe the weird clothing is just a personal style. Maybe she's not hiding any medical devices. Maybe that male paramedic is just an aide of some sort. I don't know. I do know she's acting pretty strange. For 6 years, she's been sleep-deprived, a champion napper, chronically exhausted, in her own words. She's been researching medical conditions and exotic drugs. She had a concussion and a blood clot. She was seeing double. She didn't even know if she had written back to close friends. Her staff tells her to nap. Her staff says she's easily confused. This is an important issue that needs to be addressed before the election. What exactly is wrong with Hillary Clinton? And, just as important, why won't the mainstream media ask basic questions? Questions they had no problem asking when it was a Republican named John McCain. For the Rebel.media, I'm Ezra Levant. Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.